Hi, everybody, and welcome to AI Future State. We have the pleasure of speaking with Brett Blake today. He is the CEO of Annuity.com, and he's here to talk to us about what he's doing currently and what he's going to be doing future state in regard to growing and managing his business and using AI to do that. So thank you so much for joining us today, Blake.
Liz, thanks for having me.
We really appreciate it. So just dive right into the questions. You have a unique background, Blake. You've worked with large sales organizations like Frito-Lay and other giants such as Beachbody. Why did you pivot from consumer sales to acquire Annuity.com in April 2024? And what critical distribution problem did you recognize that needed solving?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, there's two things. Having coming from Frito-Lay, I'm a marketer by heart. I recognize that brands are important. And when you think about annuities, and you think about when I ask you, well, what's the consumer brand for annuities? Most people
They
can't
don't know.
think of something. Most people will say Athene or Allianz, but those are life insurance companies. So I recognized, hey, this is a huge market without a brand, and
Yeah.
we can Annuity.com can be a brand because there's familiarity already built into it. The second thing I recognize is, hey, there's a growing number of the annuity agents are 60 years and older, and you're seeing a declining number of sellers, an aged sales force, and nobody's spending the time to bring on new agents, and that's a problem. I think all of the carriers recognize it. Everyone in the industry recognizes that, but there hasn't been anyone who stepped forward and saying, hey, we can solve this problem. And my expertise in the past has been creating systems that help individuals do things they've never done before.
Wonderful. And you found, and that was one of the main challenges with Annuity.com is
That's
the
it.
brand recognition or a trusted brand name and this huge amount of reps that are retiring.
Yeah, and the need for, I think, McKinsey, they said there's a study that they think that we're going to be 80,000 reps short across all financial services. I actually think the number is closer to 200 to 300,000 annuities, excuse me, 200 to 300,000 agents in the life and annuity space alone. So I
Is
think
this
it's a
looking at,
huge need.
yeah, a huge need. Is this in like looking at 2025 or looking in the future in
I think it's in
2026?
the future, 2035, 2040.
Okay,
That,
so these
that,
people are
yeah,
reaching retirement age. So certain challenges, recruiting new talent and brand recognition, and you wanted to work on that particularly.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so just so to that end, when an agency brings on a new annuity producer, the time to production can be 6 to 9 months, and that's a critical time. In your experience, what are the technology and system gaps costing agencies and agents the most deals during that critical initial period?
Yeah, I call it the days to dollars, right? Especially if you're a new agent coming in, you're trying to do this full time for a new career. How long does it take you from the day you start until the day you actually receive a commission dollar? And that time period is pretty significant. I
Yeah.
know when I first joined the industry, licensing went fast.
Hmm.
And I thought, wow, it's not going to be that difficult. Then I started getting prepared to talk to clients and realized, wow, there's so much I don't know
Yeah.
when it comes to retirement and Ks and Social Security. And the more that I learned, the more I realized I didn't know. And the less and less confident I was to actually go out and start having conversations with prospective clients. So I think that the reason so many of the current channel partners have chosen not to recruit new agents is because they're not really prepared to help an agent get through those early months. And technology is the equalizer, especially artificial intelligence, right? It's artificial intelligence. The intelligence part of that is we can take the intelligence of an agent who has been selling for 20 or 30 years and put that into an artificial technology system that can be a partner with a brand new agent, can help an agent have access to the knowledge they need and guidance and direction in real time. In fact, in call centers today, you're actually seeing AI listening in on a conversation and providing the call center rep the answers to questions or the questions to ask in real time, so and they're the person they're talking to on the other end of the phone, they don't even know that that's happening.
Yeah.
But you can have somebody who doesn't know anything and is just being coached by an AI client. So It's here, it's now.
Yeah.
Nobody's applying it really yet effectively at the agent level in the annuity space. And we hope to be the first.
Agreed. So your belief is that training new reps to get up and out and selling and producing AI is going to help bridge that gap by more
Yeah.
effectively training.
Yeah, it's yes, and actually, yes, for new agents and for existing agents, I think you'll see AI will be a huge productivity gain. I mean, there's so much that can happen through automation and the use of artificial intelligence that can extend an agent's abilities, right? So we're right now providing our agents tools that actually automate the process of annual reviews. Everyone hates annual
Very nice.
reviews. Most agents aren't great at annual reviews. Our system actually will go through and begin the process of reaching out to clients and using email and text messaging. And eventually you'll be able to get actual voice outbound calls. They won't even know that it's AI. Right now, most of the technology would allow that.
Yeah.
And so an agent really doesn't have to worry about it. Just shows up, sees that this client is on my calendar for the annual review. And in time, we'll actually be able to provide the agent a one sheet piece of paper that'll give them all of the information they need about the performance of the products that that client has purchased. And they'll be able to have a very simple appointment that didn't take time to set up. It didn't take time to
Great.
prepare for, all because we can use artificial intelligence and other automated technologies.
Yeah, the data that they have is that much more rich because of the AI tools at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So, a little bit more about your vision for Annuity.com. Annuity.com is focused on recruiting agents from related fields like life and Medicare. How are you designing your system to compress that traditional 6 to 9 month learning curve into days, allowing the new agents to become profitable almost immediately?
Yeah, if you look at these agents, an agent could come over from life, come over from Medicare, and Medicare, that's a tough place to make a living all of a sudden because of all the changes that have happened with
The
regard to
restrictions?
commissions. Yeah, the restrictions and
Yeah,
commissions later. But these individuals understand client relationships and how important they are. The idea of doing a fact finder and learning about the needs of a client is relatively, it's the same. It's a similar process. What they don't know is what to do with that information and how to gather the right type of information that can be trained. But we can gather that information right now. We actually have an AI tool that our agents use that the AI tool will ask the agent with all the questions they need to be able to do case design. And then the AI will go through and say, based upon what you told me, you should talk to this client about a whole life policy to cover these needs and an annuity to cover these needs. And here is the type of annuity and the approximate amount, a range that you ought to consider, and make it really super simple for an agent to be able to get at least a start on what that case design looks like.
yeah,
Today, we're partnering that information with a senior annuity agent. They'll do team selling for a little while, but in the future, our AI tools, excuse me, will be able to tap into the 2,500 different annuities that we sell, and it will know the products better than any agent would know those products,
yeah.
and be able to recommend the most suitable product for those clients and help create an amazing case and actually amazing illustrations and profiling. So, I mean, through profiling, what I mean by profiling, AI has the ability today to go out and search our social media accounts and come back and say, based upon what I've seen about Brett on Facebook and Instagram, and he's not yet on TikTok, but he is LinkedIn.
I'm sure you will be
And
one day.
yes, exactly. And based upon what I can tell, Brett wants to know numbers. So I'm going to create a presentation that focuses on numbers. Or Brett really likes pictures. So we're going to make this more of a visual story.
Right.
There's a lot that can be done by applying technology that can make an agent who's never made a presentation or made very few feel very confident and very prepared to go meet with a client, including, sorry, my voice is scratchy,
That's okay.
including providing all the list of questions that might come out of that interview and answers to those questions so that the agent feels like they're prepared going into any meeting. So
So will your agent use the AI tools prior to the interview with the prospect or the client, and then they can use the AI tools after to
absolutely.
create that tailor-made proposal?
Proposal and precision, and a lot of business is being done on Zoom and Google Meet, and teams, we can connect in those live meetings, actual live coaching for agents as well. A lot of options that can be utilized to make our agents more productive and to help new agents especially feel confident and be able to take the things they know well with regards to client interaction and relationships training and apply it to a new category like annuities to be effective.
And this is a little off the script, but as far as finding new prospects and finding new people out there that need annuities, they just don't know they need annuities in their portfolio. How do you plan on using AI to find those prospects?
Yeah, there are things that can be done in that space, but there's also a lot of tried and true methodologies that work. We own annuity.com, and utilizing our website, using AI to develop content, to do SEO, to be able to optimize our website will be really important. But we're also having conversation. I got off the phone today with a very well respected, one of the top producers, and very well respected for his commitment for great products and making sure that the products deliver on their promises. And we're having conversations about turning him into an AI bot that could actually help clients walk through the process of
Amazing.
educating themselves and identifying the right tools and turning someone who visits it online into a lead for an agent.
It's amazing. It's so creative, and I think it's going to catch people's attention. I mean, it's really unbelievable to use your live producer to create an AI
Yeah.
tool. I mean, amazing. So, a couple more questions. You envision a future powered by multi-agentic AI. How will this AI framework, which you're building, ultimately improve case design, client outcome, and suitability in a way that is currently impossible for the solo agent?
Yeah. If you look at the tools that we're designing right now, you think of a learning language model that basically is
Mm,
trained on data and can answer questions. So it's a back and forth, and you can answer questions. You can have a conversation with the AI, but often the AI gets confused. A conversation goes on too long, and the
yeah.
AI loses memory, short-term memory. That'll be fixed in some respects. But what we learned is that AIs can be trained to become experts. If you define the category and so that the AI is not confused or trained on anything outside of that category, they can actually become really, really reliable.
Mm,
So if you looked at AI on the fact finder side of the business, we have the ability to tap into in a very secure manner for our clients the financial world that they live in and use AI to go out and identify what do they have in their 401k, what do they have in their IRAs, what do they have in their brokerage account, what CDs do they own, what's in their savings account, what other insurance products do they have, and then come back having collected that information and begin to use expert AIs to evaluate what it learned. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at tax experts, and I'm going to have my AI who's trained on the IRS code provide me insight onto how we can optimize solutions from a tax standpoint. I'm going to have the Social Security expert optimize recommendations around Social Security. I'm going to have my life insurance expert optimize life insurance solutions and my annuity expert optimize annuity. And I'm going to have my Medicare expert explain kind of what to expect with regard to Medicare and how to plan for that, and my long-term care agent to do that. It's like having a boardroom for an agent. So the agent could come in and say, hey, listen, I just met with Sally, and this is her financial life. And all of a sudden around the room, you've got all of these experts who are
an
saying,
excellent.
oh, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. We're actually been able to demonstrate this in real time. It's really fun because you can go back and watch the code actually talk to each. So you have a supervisor code that'll ask a question to the Social Security expert. Social Security expert will return an answer and then go look at a tool that was created just for that and come back and provide information. And then the supervisor will go back and move on and say, hey, I just learned this from Social Security tax expert. What do you think? And is there a way that we can optimize for this? And then
It's
they'll come
amazing.
back to the Social Security. It's unlike anything you've ever seen because you're watching this happen in code and the
Unbelievable.
conversations are going back between multi-agents. So when we talk about multi-agentic AI, we're talking about AI experts in their own field of endeavors. And these could be experts that are experts based upon a data set. So, for example, we're going to tie into the entire IRS code. That's a data set. but it can also be experts based upon individuals who have very unique planning tools and ways of thinking about money. So,
Yeah,
like I said about before, the expert I was talking about, you can go and you can grab an expert and actually turn that expert into an AI tool by gathering everything they've written, all the books they've written, all the videos they've ever published, and turning all of that into a single data set with that individual's voice. And now around the table, you now have an expert that you would pay tens of thousands of dollars for their time.
yeah,
So that's what's multi-agentic AI. That's the kind of expertise that we're bringing to our agents, both new agents. So you can see how, yeah, that'd be nice for a new agent, but even an experienced agent would love to have
absolutely.
that much information
Yeah.
available to them,
It's
right?
a wealth of knowledge in these different verticals, and you bring it together with annuity.com so people have the expertise in each silo there. It's really groundbreaking.
And the
I'm sure,
confidence that it gives an agent is amazing. But
yeah,
also over time, the core, what a lot of people don't think about repeat business, right?
yeah,
But I've been meeting with top producers who tell me that a good portion of their business is actually happens after their first annuities purchase. And the only way you get repeat business is if the products you sell keep the promises and expectations you give to your client, right? And
absolutely.
in the annuity space and in the IUL space especially, we have lots of products who a year or 2 years in kind of decide, hey, we're not going to keep those promises. And the client's upset and the agent has no way of keeping them as clients
Yeah,
going forward. So
you
anyway,
lose your
long
credibility.
term, yeah, long term, we think we can not only have the first sale, but the follow-on sales that come after that.
Yeah, that's the dream. So, a couple more questions. AI is only as good as its data. How is annuity.com leveraging proprietary data? And more importantly, the expertise of those retiring veteran agents to build in the unique competitive advantage in the market.
Yeah. So I mentioned to you just a little bit about what we've
The one
been
produces.
doing with experts, but even a local expert. So we have a few of our agents who are radio personalities and are well known in their markets. Can you imagine if you would taking their information and everything they've said on radio, those scripts, and turning in their own trained AI avatar that can help their clients when they're off on a ski trip somewhere or fishing in the mountains somewhere. And that information also begins to train our AI and help other more junior agents understand, okay, this is the nuance of how this was presented by, Al or John.
Yeah, their style.
And a brand new agent now begins to benefit from that. But from a data standpoint, we're in this unique position because we have annuity.com. We've been sending out emails to our agents database for a long time, and we're capturing every client interaction. So in the insurance space, there's tons of data because they need it for underwriting purposes. And everyone's been focused on data, but really there isn't a lot of data that traces a client from the point of I'm starting to do research through this is what questions I had.
Hmm.
This is my fact finder information. These are the products that were recommended to me, and these are the products I chose. That's the customer journey. And we're gathering information all along that road. So we know what products are usually compared with each other, what products win out and why. But we're also comparing how long did it take for John to get from the idea that maybe annuity would work for him
Hmm.
to the decision to actually make a purchase. And there's a ton of information along that path that we have about an individual and in aggregate about multiple customers that make our AI smarter and smarter and smarter and help move along that path. And AI has the ability in real time to do A/B testing to see, okay, it usually takes 7 days for this part of the sale to take place. But could I turn it into 5 days if I did this? And across many different agents and across many different customers, AI can trigger A/B testing and actually modify and improve and optimize itself along the way. That information is only available if you're tracking, gathering information at that consumer journey side of
Hmm.
the house. But because most carriers rely on independent agents out, and especially in the independent life and annuity space, there's not a lot of that data available. And so we're unique in our in ability to gather, collect, and deploy that data.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Last question, and then I have one more,
Okay.
kind of to wrap up. What would you say is the single most important action item you want insurance executives, investors, and active agents to take away from this conversation about annuity.com?
Yeah. Well, obviously Annuity.com, I'd say, come on over and we'll help you with your business. But really what I would tell anyone in this space is you can't afford not to be learning from AI. And if you don't know what to do, go on, open an account and ask, introduce yourself to your AI and ask the AI, how can you help me? And you'd be surprised at how much it can help. We're entering a stage where AI is not going to take over a licensed agent job anytime soon. But agents who know how to utilize AI will take the business from those who don't know how to utilize AI. And
Yeah,
that's going to increasingly happen. What we're seeing is that individuals who have much experience with AI don't make decisions without consulting their AI.
yeah,
And their AI begins to tell them where to go, who to talk to. And you want to be in that stream. You want to be preparing. You want to be able to be in the consideration set that an AI recommends.
absolutely. It just makes us so much sharper and so much more knowledgeable. And I agree with you. I think the people that are well versed in AI and are learning right now, because we're still all learning, they're going to have the
Absolutely.
lion's share of the business going forward. So for a layperson,
Yeah.
someone watching who's not in the insurance space, everybody knows life insurance. A lot of people, have a 401k, 403b. Define an annuity for the people that don't know.
I'm so glad you said that. Three-quarters of America don't know what an annuity is. Annuity is basically a private pension plan. And if you look at the charts in 2020, at the same time COVID kind of became hot, really the number of private companies offering pensions to their retirees went almost exactly to zero.
Yeah,
And it had been declining for many years. An annuity offered by a life insurance company allows an individual to take their 401k or their IRA or their savings and turn it into a guaranteed payout every month for the rest of their life, and something that they can count on, they can predict. So most people use an annuity to create a private pension. Some will use an annuity to replace a CD and get a multi-year guaranteed annuity. They call it will instead of getting a guaranteed amount each month, they'll get a guaranteed return. And now we actually have fixed index annuity, the ability to invest in the stock market in a way that allows you to have a zero is your hero, right? You can benefit from some of the upside, none of the downside. So annuities are maturing. There's great products out there. There's some products that aren't so good, I wouldn't recommend, but more and more you're seeing really good product, and people are learning more about them.
for the layperson, a 401k you can only use after you're 65. With an annuity, if I said, hey, I'd like to buy an annuity and invest in this, could I start getting the returns on that next year, the following year, or is it the same sort of situation?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, yes, annuities you can. It depends if there's a qualified annuity and a non-qualified annuity, right? So qualified annuity would have the same kind of rules that a 401k has.
Hmm.
I talked to the head of BlackRock's annuity business, and BlackRock manages more retirement funds than any other company out there. And she said, we really believe that annuities are a better fit for those who are risk averse than a mutual fund. Most of
Okay,
us, a long time ago, people used to say, don't buy a single stock, buy a mutual fund, because that means that you're not going to have a deep down and you may not have a big bid up.
sure.
Mutual funds were kind of cost averaging stocks, but now your portfolio is made up of multiple mutual funds, and once you
Hmm.
get to three mutual funds, you might as well own the S&P 500, because you have the same risk as the entire market.
Yeah.
Annuities take a life insurance company to insure your money and to make sure that you have guarantees around how much you're going to earn, how or the fact that you're not going to lose,
So the
or how much you're going to
guarantees,
get paid over
you
time.
don't get that. You can't find that
Not with a
probably
mutual
anywhere.
fund, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wonderful. So
Yeah.
we're at the end of our
Yeah.
podcast. Obviously, if we want to find you, it's at annuity.com.
Absolutely.
And I would encourage all of the viewers to take a look. It's well worth your time. And I appreciate all the information you shared today.
Great. Thank you so much, Liz. Great to be with you.
You too. Thank you.